Welcome back, everybody. Just a quick tabletop look at the conversion I did to a Ruger 1022 from a kit I ordered from a company called E. Arthur Brown. Other companies carry these stocks and various parts, but I liked to go with them. The price was the same through this. I believe they are the importer of it, but what I ordered through them was the stock, the sights, which are called tech sights, and then an aftermarket sling and oiler. All replicas, obviously, but all very close, and close enough for me to have a little bit of fun with shooting an M1 Carbine style gun. Now you see I have my IBM M1 setting out there next to it just to show you how close they really are and some of the differences in them. The stock itself is about just a twitch over $100. This one's $109. It was on sale. Other companies sell them for that same price too, besides this E. Arthur Brown company. The tech sights, this is the 200 version, has an adjustable windage and elevation on the rear sight and elevation adjustable on the front sight. You can get the rear sight just as the standard GI flip sight, and gives you two different ranges as far as flipping it, whereas this adjustable one was closer to the way the one works on the original IBM, so I went with it. So you can see there's no bayonet lug on the front of it. It does have the sling swivels and everything that match up, but of course the bayonet lug's not original to my IBM either. It was a later re-arsenal edition. And then the sling and oiler are about another $20 or so, somewhere in that area. So just a hair over $200 for this setup. Now I was looking at a Chiappa. As I talk, I'll zoom in a little bit so you can see it. I was looking at a Chiappa 22, their version of a copy of it, and while theirs may look a little bit closer, it's got a lot of plastic on it, so I opted for this, which has a lot of metal on it. The sights are metal. Let me move up a little closer. The butt plate is metal, unlike the original 22, on the 1022 version rather. Of course the trigger guide remains the same, and you can see there's a fairly good grain in the wood. However, it's fairly soft wood. I don't know if it'll wear that well, but that doesn't bother me that much. You can see there's a little bit of difference in the plate of the butt, or the butt plate, how it's shaped. It's a little bit of curve on the replacement stock compared to the original. Of course, it has a little inlay of metal there to look like the bolt on the M1. But all in all, really accurate in its profile. Let me flip them over here. Zoom out. Of course, you'll see the small differences. Let me grab the Ruger now and give you a quick up and down each side so you can see for yourself up close what they look like. Here's the sights, kind of an AR style dedent pin, and then you turn the sight. The barrel's about an inch longer than the original. Try not to get too close. The oiler slot is a little larger than the original, so it fits a little looser. Makes it a little easier to install. And here's the rear sights. You can see there's a dedent on it, similar, just a screw rather, with dedents in it that keep it in place. It's an aperture sight. And then on the opposite side here, you can see the little holes, and in the bottom there's a little spring-loaded pin. You just push that and turn that for your windage. Pretty simple setup, very simple to install. Actually, the hardest part to install this whole thing was the front sight, getting the old one pushed out. Mine was very difficult to get pushed out. In fact, you can still see my brass mark, punch mark, where I put the new one back in. But it's got 2 screws, one on each side, with washers that hold it in place. And then also, you can see it's split, and then you spread that split through a set screw on the front of the barrel, or on the barrel end of the sight. You tighten that, it spreads the split, and that was probably, like I said, the front sight was the hardest part, and not really that difficult. This whole operation, just taking my time, was maybe a 20-minute operation to the stock 1022. So I'm kind of excited to go give this a try and see how it shoots now. I'm sure it'll shoot just fine. This is a brand new Ruger 1022, just had it sitting in the safe. The magazines still fit just fine. And very snug fit, very good fit. In fact, it was better than the original stock as far as fit. So as of right now, we'll see how it wears. And beyond that, I think it's going to be an excellent gun to shoot and save a little wear and tear on the old IBM gun. Let me back out here. Show you another quick look side by side. So if you're looking for something interesting to do with your 1022, I do highly recommend this. Incidentally, there's the front sight. It remains, or the rear sight on the 1022 remains on the gun, folds down into that little slot. They say you can use the original sights on the 1022. Don't know if I would do that. I tried looking down these sights before I put the aperture sight on the rear and found them very difficult to see. Absolutely could not see the whole sight, just barely could see the notch in it. So I would definitely recommend, if you're going to get this stock and do this really fun and high quality conversion, to go ahead and do the sights themselves too. And you might as well get the sling and oiler at a pretty darn good price too. There's the metal butt plate. Well, there you go. Looks like fun to me. Thanks for watching. See you next time.